Thank you very much. I'm going to explain you an awful lot, a lot of concepts, so please remind, Google is your friend and you can watch this presentation later on the Pachacucha website. Software thinking. I'm the chairman of the Social Beta Center for E-Culture, and I'm going to tell you something about software thinking today. Well, maybe you know the three men behind me on the slides. From left to right, it's Linus Torvalds from the open source operating system Linux, Bill Gates, of course, from Microsoft, and Steve Jobs from Apple. These men helped us to enter the 21st century, and I like to call it the century of the nerds. Nowadays, you might see this picture and recognize yourself being at home, in bed, watching the latest IKEA catalog, or just checking on your Facebook page. I think we're really achieving the opposite, and we arrive at the century of the nerds. Nerdy became salonfähig. But still, if we talk about virtual, e-culture, people have a really strange 90s, stuck in the 90s image of what virtual is. People with strange devices on their heads moving through environments that look like the film The Lawnmower Man. Maybe some of you have seen it, the typical virtual world. But we really are in the desert of the real, as the Matrix code goes. And I checked, we're connected through various layers, and the virtual layers. I saw DJ B, is he in the room? I connected with him on Foursquare just now. And that's the layers that are really here, right now. We are interconnected. And that's the term, the Network Society, introduced by Jan van Dijk and Manuel Castells. We are all connected by this electronic networks, and those network thinking I would like to talk to you about in my presentation. And there are some key concepts which are part of software thinking. I go through them as quickly as possible. First of all, beta, and why I should explain why we need these concepts, because we're living in a network society. We're all accepting that the internet is really a part of our lives, and still we don't use the concepts deriving from that culture. Well, beta. Martijn told us in the introduction, beta is from the software beta. It's a public test phase. You get feedback from your customers who say, I like this, I don't like that, but you can apply that to yourself. If you say, I'm in beta, well, I have to learn my whole life. I have to learn education, spiritual, whatever you like. But you can also apply it to your society. If you're shrinking, well, that's just a transition. We have to apply some changes, and we live on. We accept that we are in a transition. Well, the next one is open source. Linux is one of the major software systems that makes use of open source. But open source is really about getting together and working on something, sharing and with an intrinsic motivation. Wikinomics, again a concept, but Wikinomics is something which needs mass collaboration, and it can really change things, as does the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia is, of course, the most famous example about that. And Wikipedia has 4 characteristics. First, it's open. Open. Everyone can join in. If you want to write something, you can join in. But you share your contribution. You share something of your knowledge. And then you get a peer review. If you're an expert on something and I write something that's wrong, you can correct me. And maybe we start a debate. And of course, you have to have masses. And that's why you have to act global. But if you translate this to local, if you go from global to local, you can use the power of masses and networks, like they did in Heerlen with the Design for Emptiness challenge. They used the power of the Zachte G network for creatives and use it to get ideas for empty spaces in the city. Using the networks is also finding the networks. Where is your audience? And of course, this is a nice local initiative in Parkstad. Click for help. They are finding the people who need their help, the social services. They're finding the people by looking on in the digital places where they are. And that's, for instance, in chat rooms. Who is going to pay? Maybe some of you ask a question, well, it's just so it's a really nice story, but who is going to earn some money? Well, these people do. Incentive, you can book them, they solve a problem for you. They pay some of the people who are connected to their network that's really solve the problem, and you pay them, and everybody's happy. Using the network is something you have to be aware of. In Heerlen, they are aware of the camera system they have installed in their city to make it more secure. But using the network that is already there, they created a free Wi-Fi internet for the whole city center. Network, we saw this image before today. You can apply it to society, the network. And if you apply it to the Euregion, you get this, the Eutropolis, a network city of 3.7 million inhabitants. So that's really a mass. And if you're talking about the Euregion, you have to talk about the greatest project maybe we want to achieve. And that's via 2018 Maastricht Cultural Capital. Please connect to these networks. To connect to these networks today here, Pachacucha, TEDx Eutropolis, decentralize, use the grassroots movement of the internet. We as a Social Beta Foundation try to do something about it. We try to get the knowledge of those internet entrepreneurs, those concepts to creatives, to businesses, and we organize the iBeta Festival and TEDx Eutropolis. I want to leave you with the Aesop fable, which is the race or the match between the sun and the wind. And the sun won the race. They both wanted to get the coat of the man. And the wind blew as hard as he could, but he couldn't get the coat off. And the sun just shone as he would do normally. And the man got warm and took his coat off. It's a software approach. Thank you very much.